What's up, guys? Hope you're doing well. Sorry for my absence over the weekend. I had a malfunction on the old celly. Phone was not working, but it was revived for free by the professionals, thanks to some manufacturer warranty. So here we are, picking up where we left off. Something really helpful for me, and probably will be for you, as it relates to getting free from pornography addiction. And most of these things in this little series of videos could totally be applied to any addiction, most likely. And this one is to get as close as you can to people that are free from pornography addiction. For the longest time, I had, peer accountability. I had, whatever, small groups through church, whatever it may be, settings where you're confessing your sin of watching pornography again this week, and which was a helpful practice, but not as helpful in terms of the feedback when everyone else in the circle goes, yeah, me too. Me too. All right, me too. Okay, great. So we're all just gonna try harder this week. Like, none of us have any answers, and that's a familiar experience probably to a lot of people, with this sin in particular, with males. It's just not that many dudes that are actually out of it. So it might be hard to find them. It might be awkward to inquire whether or not they are addicted to pornography. But if you have even a hint of an inclination that someone you know or know of is done with this stuff, you gotta get around them. You gotta pick their brain. You gotta take them to lunch. You gotta become their friend, join their group, like whatever it takes. Because if you only know of those stories, they'll just be inspiring stories. And that's the problem with where I was at, was I was viewing freedom from pornography addiction as this aspiration, this feat that I was hoping to accomplish. But it's over dramatized that way, and often when things are over dramatized, there's some high highs and there's low lows. And also, if I view something as the top of the mountain, the climax, the epic summit that I hope to scale one day, again, it might be over dramatized and might be more difficult because of the way that I'm framing it, and might be less likely that I actually become all that I hope to become. And it's kind of like, that phrase, shoot for the moon and you'll land amongst the stars. That's kind of how we live our life a lot of times. Like, man, I want to go back to the gym. I want to get shredded. I want my body to look like this. I want my body fat percentage to be this. I want to lift this much weight on bench, on squat, whatever it is. I want to run this fast of a mile. And if you set out to do that, a certain percentage of you and me, a certain percentage of times, are gonna flame out in a week or two because you realize you didn't actually care. And that's some percentage. But for things you actually care about, most likely you still won't achieve anything particularly close to what you set out to, but you will take steps in the right direction. You'll probably be in better shape than you were before you started. And hopefully that's encouraging to you in the example of fitness, because at least you did something. But when it comes to addiction to pornography, it's not that inspiring to just watch pornography less frequently. That's not really the freedom we're talking about. And so, again, the goal, this aspiration, this lofty ambition of getting free from pornography might result in, hey, you made some positive changes, you took some positive steps, overall seems like a net positive impact on your life. Maybe you're able to process things a little better. Maybe there are a couple instances where you overcome temptation, but by and large, you're still addicted to pornography, just not as frequently. So how do you make that not the goal? Because that is the goal. When it comes to fitness, you could set it, deep down, I really want to run a 6-minute mile, but I'm going to make it my goal to run a 5-minute mile. So I can, maybe try to trick myself into landing amongst the stars, but the stars were actually the moon the whole time. With this instance of, I want to be done with pornography, I want to never watch it again, there's not a further out goal you could set, practically speaking. And so the other alternative is to make it not a goal, make it not an ambition, and instead to frame it as just normal life, an identity shift. This isn't something you're trying to accomplish. This is a reality. This is just life. It's just normal. It just is. It's like eating breakfast, eating lunch, drinking a bottle of water. Like, you're not mustering up energy. You're not trying to impress. It's just a function of healthy humanity. Is we eat food, we drink. A healthy function of humanity is, man, we operate how we're intended to sexually, and we don't have sex with ourselves in a computer screen. That's just not what we do. Here's what we do. And for that to happen, for it to become normal to be free from pornography, for it to be normal to choose sexual purity, you're going to need that rubbed off on you. You're going to need to catch that from people that it's normal for. Because if you're being honest, it's not normal for you yet, and that's why you're addicted. It wasn't normal for me, and I was addicted. But you get one person, and then you get 2 people, and then you get 4 people, and who knows how many, where they are free. They don't watch pornography. It's not an aspiration. It's not an ambition. It's just who they are. It's just what they do and what they don't do. That's going to shift your mindset significantly compared to where you could just cultivate it by your own power of thought and by your own gleaming from YouTube videos, for example. Like, it's different to just hear some person out there versus having direct access, like face to face, and you see their life and just their sub worldviews and mindsets and cultures and habits rub off on you, and you catch things that you otherwise wouldn't have. It's like joining a friend group in high school. I don't know if any of you ever left one friend group and joined another, but like there's cultures, there's language, there's decisions, subtle perspectives that you are releasing and adopting if you want to be indoctrinated into a different group. And that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to be indoctrinated into a different type of people, a different